Ellen, I wish I would have known of your arrival sooner. It would have allowed me ample time to slide into a pair of Wrangler jeans and maybe put my hair up fancy.
Worthington, you should know that I love you no matter what. But it's nice that you still worry about looking your best around me.
I'm confused for some reason.
Oh, and thank you for the invite to see The Phantom of the Opera. I do love that play.
That reminds me, we aren't going to see The Phantom of the Opera. I told you I could get tickets, but that was pretty much a lie. Besides, the show goes against my moral code. So I was hoping you'd forget all about the play if I didn't say anything regarding it. But you just did. So there's the official update. We're not going to see The Phantom of the Opera because tickets are way too expensive and I don't want to see some guy who is half white and half black play the piano for 2 hours.
I'm not sure if I'm okay with you lying to me like that. It's one thing to try and win me over, but it's another to be deceitful.
I respect your opinion. But understand, you are a woman. Women are not capable of making logical assumptions regarding anything. Don't get me wrong, it's not that women are stupid in the general sense. They are just stupid in the non-general sense.
Sometimes I think you talk in big words in order to hide your blatant attempts at making disparaging remarks towards women.
I'm not here to have an Adam and Eve showdown with you. Besides, I don't think disparaging is even a word. Sounds like something you made up.
I don't want to argue either. I just wish you wouldn't belittle women the way you often do.
Now, why would I belittle? I'd much rather be big.
I don't know if that was a joke, or if you were actually serious.
I was being serious. Sometimes it's hard to tell if I'm joking because of my bone structure. Plus, I'm constantly moving. I've almost gotten up out of my chair about 20 times during our conversation.
I've noticed this about you. What annoys me more is that it's rubbing off on me for some reason.
Rubbing off on you? Sign me up for that.
Oh, Worthington, you have the ability to make a perverted comment in the exact moment you should hold back.
Well, there's more where that came from. If you lived in my head for a week, you'd be covered in juices. This is something I can guarantee. A week living in my head will leave you covered in my man juices. I've never really tasted my brand, so I wouldn't be qualified to say if my juices are salty or sweet, or really, really salty.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off there. I'm not going to be living inside your head. Especially with all this juice talk. You could really take some lessons about having style and class.
I wouldn't really be preaching style when you're wearing that silly hat, or whatever the hell that thing on your head is. At first I thought it might be raining. So I glanced outside and was greeted with a smiling sun. That's when I realized that you made a conscious effort to wear that hat because you thought it looked good. I don't know what Salvation Army you got that from. Hopefully you paid no more than a nickel for it.
Can we please stop ridiculing me for my hat? I understand that you aren't pleased with it. Truth be told, all of my friends love this hat and say it brings out my eyes.
Your friends are liars. The only thing bringing out your eyes are your Texas-sized glasses. It's a shame you don't have friends like mine. My friends can be verbally abusive, but at least they're honest. If I wore a hat like that around, I'd get kicked out of my friend's circle. It would take 5 acts of courage to get back in the circle. Back to the hat, though. I said I hoped you didn't pay more than 5 cents for it. I'd be willing to pay you $500 if I could just take it off your hands and burn it. It's a win-win situation. You make a profit, and I don't have to look at that Sherlock Holmes-looking thing anymore.
Whatever. I'll get rid of the hat, as long as I don't have to hear you complain about it anymore.
I make no promises.
That's fine. You see, what I'm doing is called a compromise. That's what people in relationships do. They make compromises. They are also willing to overlook things they perceive as faults in their significant other. I'm willing to get rid of any wardrobe choices you may not like. I'm also willing to accept that you don't perceive men and women as being equal. I love you, Worthington. I don't want to be alone. When people get to be our age, they need a companion. The older we get, the less options for romance we have.
You need to speak for yourself. I don't just roll out of bed and look this good. It's a long process. Women approach me in bars all of the time. Some looking for love, some for sex, some for weaponry. I'm more than just a pretty face and orange tie. I'm a magnet. And I'll get myself stuck to whomever I can take advantage of. And you're the woman I've chosen. 10 years from now, or even later tonight, that may all change. But that's the chance I can take. And it's the chance you are forced to accept. Now, I want you to inhale deeply. Really take in that stench. I want you to eat that fart. Prove that you love me by chewing on the meat of that fart. Suck it all in, don't leave any leftovers.
My God, that is an awful aroma. But I love you. I'm going to eat any fart you unwrap in front of me.
Wow, you are an idiot. You go from yelling about my views on females to eating my disgusting farts. You're a fart-chewing pile of dirty diapers. And now you stare at me with a shit-eating grin. A bag of bones sucking down my heat fart missiles and having the audacity to say that women should be treated equal. There's another steam cleaner for your patience.
I'm really setting a bad example for women in America. But to keep a good man, you need to eat some farts.
Less talking and more eating.